Morning, folks. Day's Friday. Made it through the work week. Day soap is brought to us by Italian Barber Amici, I think is how you pronounce this one here. It started out being 5 ounces in the container. Show you what it looks like there on the inside. And it's a citrus scent, and I think maybe they refer to it as a red grapefruit. It's I guess you might say it's not real strong on the scent. It's kind of light, but it does, it's there. It smells really nice, especially on a day like today. Here the weather is supposed to be up now, I think 85 degrees. It's going to be fairly warm, and thought a scent like this one here would be in order. This particular container is shaped like this, if it matters to anybody. And if you go to the website, this particular scent, the soap is no longer available. It's discontinued, and I guess I left with the impression the way that the posting reads on their website is that they're looking for a suitable replacement. So it'll be interesting. This particular soap was pretty inexpensive. Sometimes you could catch it on sale for $2.99, I think maybe even $1.99. Pretty inexpensive, especially when you're getting 5 ounces. That's a heck of a bargain. And I got the matching aftershave to go right along with it. Now, when they would have a sale on this, and anyway, in other words, I got another one of these, and it's a good thing I went ahead and picked one up when it was on sale, because now that it's being discontinued, it is a scent that is nice to use from time to time, because it is that grapefruit, that citrus, that it kind of suits the mood for certain mornings. And I'm glad I got it while it was there. Because now it's no longer there. It's pretty, in a way, I guess you might say it depends if you like the scent. It may be kind of a sad thing. Sterling has a grapefruit scent if you want to check it out, if you're into that sort of thing. For me, it does smell pretty good. There it is inside the bowl. You see it's wet, it's moving. Not quite exact, it's not really drippy, but it is wet. This is a Yaqi brush that's got a synthetic knot. I got a link down below if you want to check it out. There's what the bottom of the handle looks like. I think this is a Arctic Sky, I think is what this one here is referred to, especially when it comes to coloration of the handle, maybe the knot. This knot, sometimes I wonder on a synthetic knot if you have particular colors on these fibers, whether it affects how soft it is. And sometimes I do wonder. This one here, this knot seems to be really soft. I mean, like extraordinarily soft compared to some of the others. I don't know if it's just me or if it has anything to do with the color, but this knot here seems to be pretty soft. Thought I'd mention that. The blade of choice today is a Lord Platinum, and that's what it came wrapped in. Here's what the box looks like. And the razor, this RazoRock Eco, here it is. It takes half of a DE blade. You can either snap them in half, or you can go ahead and get them pre-cut, but that's what the razor looks like there. And it comes in different colors, and if you get the gold one, it will come with a different handle, and it mentions that on the website, just for those that have not seen this before. As you can tell, the head is a little bit on the big side. I don't shave underneath the nose, haven't for years. So can't really speak to how it fits under the nose. I know some people would like to have a smaller head that's not quite as wide, make it easier to get underneath the nose. So I really can't speak to that sort of thing, but for me, everywhere else it works just fine, at least where I use it at. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning and wet the face and get started with the pre-shave cube from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement. This one here is mentholated, and it's definitely going to be pleasant this morning because it's still, I think the low last night was like 65, something like that. In other words, not necessarily very cold by any means. And so kind of thinking a little bit of a cooling action today would be much appreciated. As you can tell, I mention it from time to time, it doesn't take very long to work this into your face and work up a little bit of the lather also. Now for my nose, I can already pick up the menthol. It It definitely works well for my nose because my sinuses need opening up pretty much on a regular basis. So menthol, eucalyptus, mint, all those sort of flavors definitely work well for my nose. All right, I know this is awfully wet. I say it's not drippy, but it's pretty close to it. And like I said, this particular knot is really soft, which is interesting. Like I said, because you would think the manufacturer of their fibers would be pretty close to being the same. But I just wonder sometimes if the coloration of the fibers have anything to do with affecting the softness of the fiber. It does make you wonder sometimes. Something, I guess you might say, might be unexpected take place. Because you figure black would have I guess you might say, an effect on the softness of the fibers. I'm going to get started here. Now, as it goes for some folks, feel that this is a little on the aggressive side. I guess it depends on what you're used to. Maybe a medium, maybe. I wouldn't consider it mild. I do feel the blade cutting through the whiskers. I don't find that the blade feel is menacing, but it also depends on what you're used to. I mean, face it, when you're shaving with a shavette and a straight razor from time to time, there's a wee bit of the blade feel there when you're shaving with those items. So this one here doesn't feel quite as menacing, I guess you might say, or alarming. Of course, it also might depend on what kind of blade you're used to. For me, I find this shaver pretty easy to use. I think the going price is right around the $30 mark. I think that's the everyday price, and takes half of a DE blade, so that is appealing, especially for some folks that are not interested in buying a bunch of different kind of blades and DE blades. If you snap it in half and get more use out of it, or being able to change up your routine, this particular shaver here, to me, I find that it's pretty easy to use. I don't have a hard time finding the angle. And since I don't shave under the nose, I don't have to concern myself about that. But it also depends on how close to the nose you need to get. Not everybody has to get real close to the nose. In other words, you can kind of see the hairline. It stops just right, just under the nose. There's a bit of a gap there. So I don't necessarily have to get too close if I was to shave under the nose. But other folks, that hair gets really close to the nose. Now, I haven't heard anything, not that I keep up with these sort of things or am in the loop, whether or not they plan on making this head any smaller. It is aluminum, so it is lightweight. And I don't know, in other words, making one out of stainless steel and making the head smaller would make a big difference for some folks. With the weight of a razor and the sharpness of the blade, that can make a difference in the shave, especially if it's heavier. It just, matter of fact, in my opinion, it just changes the whole routine up quite a bit, because the weight of the razor, it's more of just making sure that you got enough pressure that it doesn't bounce and you're just gliding it across your face, and letting the weight of the razor, sharpness of the blade do all the work for you. To me, that's how I learned from the very beginning, and I guess you might say that's the reason why I do kind of favor heavier razors. This one here works just fine for me. In other words, I've gotten used to lighter razors over time. I find them a little bit more challenging sometimes to use, because the lighter they are, to me, the more technique you need to be using whereas a heavy one, not so much. As long as you don't put too much pressure on it, on a heavier razor, you got a blade that works well for you. Shave just goes easy. It does smell good. This is getting to be the time of year where grapefruit and citrus scents are probably going to be more in favor. It is just getting a little bit warm, and we haven't even got to May just yet. There are years where it seems like we don't have a whole lot of spring. Every once in a while we'll have a year where you have several days where it seems like spring. But I know I've already had to mow the weeds once. The weeds are already up high again, waiting for me to mow them again. So we've got enough rain to keep those growing. I think last time I looked here, pretty soon we're expected to get some more rain. For me, this is a very smooth shave. I do feel the blade. I don't find that it's, overly aggressive or anything like that. Just enough there for you to know that it's cutting through the whiskers. I don't find it aggressive at all, but some people do. For me, this is a great shave. Very easy going. Kind of, sort of, might call it automatic pilot. I really don't have to focus too much. Makes it easier doing a video. Talking and shaving at the same time is challenging. For those that haven't tried it, you should try it. It is challenging. Oh, and also, if you're wondering, either starting your channel or if you're just starting out shaving and you find yourself sometimes trying to figure out what's going on with your shave because maybe it's not going well, even though you're not posting the video, but maybe record yourself and then watch it. I know it may be kind of hard to do. I know when I first started watching my videos was painful, but just watch your video and see if you could figure out what's going on during your shave, and maybe you can figure it out from there. Just a little bit of stinging, not a whole lot. Still very nice, smooth, comfortable shave. No nicks, cuts, weepers. I don't even feel like there was anything close to anything like that. I do have some shavers though, had to be kind of careful because I do get weepers if I'm not careful with the pressure. Humphreys witch hazel. I got some Thayers I'm thinking about ready to introduce into the lineup. I have noticed though that since I started using witch hazel and putting it on my head, the skin on my head is getting a lot better over the years. I've noticed a difference. For those of you wonder, the skin on my head was how you say, somewhat rough, and it still is. But it's a lot better than what it used to be, and I contributed how it's getting better just because of the daily use of the witch hazel. To me, it just makes a world of difference. If you haven't ever tried RazoRock's aftershave, or their containers are glass, pretty nice setup. The lids are metal. Don't use He-Man strength when you put the lid back on, because otherwise you will strip them out. That's what it looks like there on the inside on the cap. And there's a restrictor there, pretty standard. Like I say, back when this was in stock, you could get this whole setup sometimes for right around the $10 or $12 mark. Pretty inexpensive. Grapefruit, you could smell it. Just come right out of the container. Smells great, especially for a day like today. Citrus, peach, lemon, you name it. All those, orange, tangerine, whatever flavor. It's great for this time of the year. At least for me, I like using them year round. Just a fantastic shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.